Hi, this is Ashwini, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, BMS IT. I am here to explain microcontroller and embedded system laboratory. I am explaining hardware programs. So this is the LPC 2148 device which is being used along with ARM7. So this is the kit which we are using in our college. So in this kit we have keypad interface. We have keypad interface here, LED device, LCD display, and here you can do DC motor, stepper motor. This is the location, like a USB port can be connected there, and we have UART here. This is the where we can give extra voltage supply, and this is what is your variable resistance. So all is been embedded in one particular kit. So here in this the first program, what we are supposed to see in our syllabus is the program to display hello world using the using internal UART. Internal UART, first of all, what is meant by UART? UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver or Transmitter. That means we are supposed to send hello world data from the system, that means from the program, and it will be received through this port to UART. The UART is inbuilt in this chip, and after receiving the data is being transmitted through the same port to the system, and we are seeing the output of hello world in the system itself. So this is what is your UART. UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. And about UART, we have studied in module 3 in detail in theory. So UART stands for, as we have seen, it is a asynchronous. Asynchronous means it is not dependent on the clock. When we are transmitting the data or receiving the data, it is up to the agreement between between the transmitter and the receiver. So whenever we are dealing with asynchronous means that it is not depending upon the clock. That means if it is not depending upon the clock, there should be an agreement between the transmitter and the receiver, depending on whether the number of bits which I am going to transmit, what is the baud rate, that means what is the communication speed between the transmitter and the receiver, and everything we are supposed to have an agreement between before we transmit the data. And along with that, whenever we transmit the data, before we transmit the data, we should have a start bit specifying the data stream is the data stream, whatever we need to communicate is starting, and we should have a stop bit specifying the data, whatever we have communicated is completed. So keeping this all in mind, that means the start bit, stop bit, baud rate, the number of bits or the number of bytes which is to be transmitted, all these things we are supposed to implement in our program. So this is a block diagram of UART. That means UART two devices have been communicating. If one is a transmitter, the other one will be a receiver. If other one is receiver, then if other one is transmitter, the first one will be the receiver. So keeping this in mind, we require two devices. If we require two devices to be communicated, we have a transmitting line as well as we have a receiving line in the other end. So the pin description and UART, there are in LPC 2148, we have two UART pins. That means UART 0 and UART 1, and we are using UART 0. So UART 0, the pin description is as follows. Here in this pin description of UART 0, it has RxD0. RxD0 stands for serial received data. That means we are receiving the data. R stands for we are receiving the data. T stands for we are transmitting the data. So transmitting means output operation, receiving means input operation, correct? So keeping this in mind, how we are going to transmit the data, how we are going to receive the data, we are supposed to configure with respect to the LPC 2148. And when we are going with LPC 2148, this is a small piece of code which we have taken, because whenever we are dealing with LPC 2148, we are supposed to initialize our LPC T148. Whenever we want to initialize in this sense, LPC 2148 has general purpose IO registers, input pins, and also we have something to initialize so that it performs a UART operation. The first line, it has been using pin select 0. Pin select 0 in the sense means what? You are using port 0, correct? In the introduction class of the hardware we have seen. We have totally 3 pin select 0, pin select 1 and pin select 2. I think so, yeah, it is here. We have totally 3 pin select 0, 1 and 2. That means if pin select 0, if we are selecting, we are able to access port 0 from 0 to 15. But pin select 0 is a 32-bit register, but it is accessing only 16-bit of that particular port. Then what is the configuration of that particular pin select 0? So when we are going with the pin select 0 configuration, you can just see pin select 0 is a 32-bit register, but it is mapping to only 16 bits of the port. So here you can see 0 bit and 1 bit of pin select is been mapped to P0.0. Correct here? Here we can see the 0th bit and 1 bit of pin select is P0.0. Two second bit and third bit is port 0.1. And fourth bit and fifth bit is port 0.2. So this is how the, and the last bit, see 30th bit and 31st bit is selecting the port 0, 15th bit. So each bit of the port is being represented by the 2 bits in pin select. So what is the information which will be specifying in those 2 bits? That means suppose if I am taking P0.0 to that particular port bit, I need to send 2 bits of information that is been represented, and it is been available for us to ready to use, because this is the manual which will be provided by the designer of that particular kit. We are supposed to only use the value from that particular manual. Now when we are taking port 0.0, now that means which is representing the bit of 0 and 1 for pin select. See here, UART 0 is being used as a transmitting mode. In the transmitting mode, the value of P0.0 will be represented as 0, 1. Is that clear? That means 0th bit and the first bit will be represented with 0, 1. And next, port 0.1 also is being used for UART 0 in the receiving mode. So here also the value will be represented as 0, 1. And here we are not setting any of this value. It is already defined and kept by the manufacturer. We are supposed to only use it from that particular manual. So this will be provided during the examination time, and you can just see it and use the value. Only you have to know is how we are going to represent this particular data in the pin select. See, you are supposed to write 0th bit as 1 0 here and 1 0 here, sorry, 0 1 here and 0 1 here, and the remaining all will be zeros. So here in the first two is 0 1, and 0 1 stands for 0 1 0 1, that means 5. So the pin select value whatever you are going to initialize is 0 0 0 5. So you are initializing port 0 0th bit as the transmitting mode, and port 0 with the first bit as the receiving mode. So this is how we are initializing our pin select to 5. Next, after initializing pin select to 5, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed this we are specifying that we are transmitting the data and we are receiving the data depending upon the transmitting line and the receiving line. Now what we are supposed to do, what type of data we are going to transmit, that means where we are going to start the transmission, where we are going to send the data, how much amount of data we are going to send, everything is present in a register called as UOLCR. UOLCR stands for line control register. The details of line control registers are present here. Even this will be available for us to write the code. Just only thing is what you are supposed to remember is, see, you have LOC, VOLCR. LCR stands for line control register, which is of 8 bits. So here you see in the first 2 bit, that means the 0th bit and the first bit will specify how much amount of data you are supposed to send. Either you are sending 5-bit character or 6-bit character or 7-bit character or 8-bit character. And we know whatever the character you are sending will be a, see, hello world is a character. H will have its own ASCII value. E will have its own ASCII value. L will have its own ASCII value. So whenever I am sending H, each ASCII value will take 8 bits of data. So we are supposed to select the word length as 8. So you will be fixing the value of 0 and 1 bit of 0 and 1 bit of LCR with 1 1. Is that fine? And the next second bit is specifying the stop bit. That means whenever we are, as we have seen, whenever here, whenever we are transmitting the data, we should have something called a start bit specifying the data has started, and we should have something called as a stop bit to specify the data has been completed. So here also we have the second bit specifies the stop bit. So here, how many stops you are supposed to give? So if my second bit is 0, only one stop bit. That means only one space will be given. And if I am giving the second bit as 1, 2 stop bits will be given. That means sufficient amount of space will be given between the first character and the second character which I am transmitting. So that is what. And third bit and fifth bit, sixth bit, all are parity bits which we don't require, and you can make it as 0 forcefully. And the last bit is there, that is the seventh bit. This is called as divisor latch access bit. Divisor latch access bit I will specify later. If it is 0, it is disable, and if it is 1, it is enable. I will tell why exactly we will use that. And here, as we have seen, word length we are using for 8 bits, hence it is 1 1. Stop bit, if it is 0, it is 1 stop bit. If it is 2, it is using 2 stop bits. So we need to give sufficient amount of space between the two characters, whatever is being displayed. So we are making the stop bit as 1. Now, DLAB, that means here, whatever I am telling, this divisor latch access bit. So divisor latch access bit, this bit is very much important, because whenever I am transmitting the data, we need to calculate something called as baud rate. So what is meant by baud rate? How we need to calculate? So before we calculate baud rate, we are supposed to enable this particular bit, that is DLAB. That means we are supposed to enable the seventh bit divisor latch access bit. If we have enabled divisor latch access bit, only then we can calculate baud rate. Otherwise, we can't calculate baud rate. Once the baud rate is calculated, immediately you can disable divisor latch access bit. So how to calculate divisor latch access bit is, first of all, what is baud rate? Baud rate is the rate at which the information is transmitted in a communication channel. That means the way in which the amount of data which has been transmitted between the transmitter and the receiver. So there are many standard baud rates like 1200, 2400, and at currently it is having high speed 1,15,200. So in our project program, what we have used 9,600 BPS, that we can see during the execution also, keeping that baud rate and the clock frequency of 15 megahertz of clock of our system. We are supposed to initialize the register. That means the amount of data to be transferred, the least amount of data to be transferred into the register as 97. We can calculate using 9600 and 15. We have one formula to calculate. You can go through that formula and calculate. Otherwise, if you want to, you can remember, with 9615 megahertz of clocks, we are supposed to initialize UODLL, that is the register which will specify the amount of load of the least load what you can load is 97. So keeping that in mind, that is the only value what you people are supposed to remember. So whenever we are dealing with UART 0, it has a divisor latch register like DLL and DLM. DLL stands for the least representation, and for the most representation M, most bit and the least bit. So only thing what we are supposed to remember is we are supposed to initialize U0 DLL as 97. So when we go back to the initialization here, you see U0 LCR is initialized with some value, but U0 DLL is initialized with 97. That means with a baud rate of 9600 and at clock frequency 15 megahertz, peripheral clock, it is 97. So what is exactly U0 LCR is? See, we have calculated U0 LCR, right? That means word length is 1 1 at the last bit, and then the stop bit we are using for the 1th bit, you can initialize it. And DLB is 1 at before the accessing and after the accessing. So it will be totally 1000011. If you want to give 2 stop bits, it will become 1 at the second bit. Now I am giving one stop bit, so we are using 0. So the initial value is 1000011. This means this we have given before calculating the baud rate. Before calculating with the baud rate, you are supposed to initialize the last bit, that is called as divisor latch access bit. After calculating DLL, then we are supposed to disable this. Once if you disable the last bit, the 8 becomes, that means 100, the last bit becomes 000, so it becomes 03. That's what we have initialized in the initialization part. So this is all about your UART 0 initialization. Any hardware program, whatever we are supposed to do, we are supposed to take care of the initialization part, because all initialization is with inbuilt manual, keeping the manual, and we are supposed to understand the manual and the way in which we are supposed to initialize the data. It takes time, but it is simple as you understand and you can complete it. And next one is, whenever we are dealing, this is all about the initialization. Now, within the program, what will happen? The data, whatever you are sent, will be stored in a register called as U0THR. THR stands for transmit holding register. That means whatever the data you wanted to transmit, the data will be sent to U0THR. So the data will be present in U0THR. Whether that particular data has completely transmitted or not, we are supposed to say, because we are supposed to wait till the data is been completely transmitted or not. Once the data is completely transmitted, that means if the data is sent, then the bit THRE of LSR. LSR stands for a line status register. That means whether the data is been completely transmitted or not is a register. You can find this is the register which will specify the status information of whether the data is been transmitted or not. So you have a fifth bit here. In the fifth bit, that you have THRE, that means whether I have completely transmitted the data. If I am completely transmitting the data, this particular bit becomes 1. If I have not completely transmitted the data, this particular bit will still be 0. So that's why in the while loop, what we will do, U0LCR, that means in the status register, we will check whether that particular bit is set or not set. That means if this both U0LCR and 0x20, if this both are true, that means I am performing a hand operation, then the value will be true. That means if this is set, only then, that means see, 20 represent 0010. That means the fifth bit is 1. And 000 is been represented. If both are same, then this while loop will be true. And we know every kit or every IC will work with active low signal. That means if you want to, active low signal means in order to enable the IC or enable to work with the kit, everything will be with 0. 0 means enable operation. That's why we are complementing with the true. True means 1, and if you take the complement, that means 0. That means if it is 0 means it is that the complete data is being transmitted. That means it's just the complement of whatever we are facing in the real world. So this is all about the theory part of the UART, and we will see the execution using Keil software and how the output will look. So this is the program of UART0. So initially we will start from the main program. So in the main program, you see here, in the main program, the first instruction, whatever is being called is UART0INIT, initialization. That means you are initializing UART0INIT. That means whatever the information we have seen till now, so the same the content is available. That means we are pin select is initialized to 5, then your LCR, that the line control signal with 83, white is 83 we have seen, and DLL we are loading with 97 with a baud rate of 9600, and LCR is equal to 03. How these values have come, we have just now seen using in our theory presentation. Now what is the next instruction, what we are supposed to see is here, we are supposed to print something called as hello world. So we are calling through a function called as UART print. So where is UART print? So UART print, we have gone to that particular function. In UART print, you see it is a character of star A. So star A is pointing to this particular string. This is a normal C program. So you are accessing that particular string as long as it is not equal to null. That means every character you are reading. Null means we know like every string is being ended with a null character. As long as you receive a null character, you read the character, and you are reading the character through a function called as UART0 put ch. So you are going, where is your UART0 put ch? This is the character. Whatever the character A of I is being sent, is passed as a parameter, it has been received with ch, which is a character. The ch is moved to a register called as U0THR. That means the transmit hold register is having the character whatever you need to transmit. You are holding that character as long as for what, as long as whether you have completed the transmission, as long as whether it has been received or not. So it will check U0 LCR is ended with 0x 202C, whether the data is completely transmitted and received from the other end. As long as that is not happened, it will not come out of this particular loop. After transmitting one character, again you are reading the second character E, again you are transmitting, again you are reading third character L, and again you are transmitting. This loop will continue till we complete all the characters to be executed. So how to execute this program? It is very simple. You execute this program directly. So here I will do what? Now instead of using lcd.c and all, we will use directly, I will use that main program only. 1 second. I will directly open the project so that it will be easy for you all. So instead of opening the file, we will open the project itself. So this is the project. You just see whether you compile it. If there are any errors, it will display no errors. Same execution, same way you have to execute. No errors. See here there is something called as exa file creation, right? So whenever you are creating a text file here, you are supposed to go to the target. Click on the target. Right click. You will get something called as options for target. So after you save the program, that means what will happen? You create a program, you create a text file, you type the program, save it as UART, then go to target, right click on the target, select the options. In the options, there is something called as a menu with output. Here, actually, when you create the file for the first time, this option will not be selected. That means create exa file will not be selected. You have to select create exa file, and there is something called as linker here. In the linker, use memory layout from target dialog will not be selected. So this you have to select. These are the two things you have to select and click OK. After performing this, then you are going to compile. After compiling, then you build. So when you build, you will get something called as created. That means creating exa file. That means a file called exa. If a exa file will be created, exa file we know now what is meant by exa file. Exa file means the file which is ready for the execution. Is that clear? So once if the exa file has been created, you are supposed to check whether that particular file is working or not. So we can't check the output here. We are supposed to go to Flash Magic and see whether the output is coming or not. So I will open for Flash Magic and show you how to run the exa file. This is the Flash Magic window what we have opened. So here we have to select LPC2148, and my laptop is connected to the port is COM3. In the college system it will be COM1, and if it is laptop it will be COM3. That is the initial setting we can do it. And see here the baud rate what we are working is 9600. That is for what we have calculated, and the oscillation is 12 or 15. It is all fine. So here what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to browse where our exa file has been created. So you go, because I have saved the program in desktop, my program. So here UART exa file is created. Select UART exa file and open. So once UART exa file is selected and opened, you have to start the execution. Once you have started the execution, see, so that's why COM3 execution will be selected. So COM3, as I have not connected the kits here, if I perform the start operation, it will specify unable to communicate to COM port because I have not connected the kit now. So 1 second, I will show you once if I have connected the kit, what will happen. I have recorded. I will play that and I will show you how the execution will happen. So this is what is the flash magic, what will in how it will be programmed. So here we are supposed to, using flash magic, we are supposed to execute any kind of hardware program. So exactly how exactly the execution happen, I will just show you. So here in this flash magic, we can see we have selected. So we are seeing UART tools. So in this UART tool, see we have connected a USB port. We have connected a USB port to the IC kit, and here we are selecting LPC 2148, COM3 9600, and oscillator 16. Then we have to go to terminal settings. So there we are selecting COM3, and we will get the output. That means whenever we are executing the program, I will again repeat the execution of the program. 1 second. Here we see in Flash Magic, I am selecting UART HEX. So EXA file has been selected and we are going to open that particular file. Once we have opened that particular file, we will get into the next page of our Flash Magic. So this is the next dialog page of our Flash Magic. There we are selecting LPC 215S, COM3 9600 and Fockers of 12. And here you see, here we have browsed UART.hex. So once we have browsed UART.hex, then we are supposed to go to tools and then select, I will show you, then we are supposed to go to tools and then select terminal there to see the output. So this is what the connection, so this is the connection place. That means the USB port of the laptop should be connected to this particular connection of the kit, and this is the only one connection through which we are going to transmit the data. This has been connected, and here, wait 1 second. So you have to go to tools, select something called as terminal. So I will play the video, select something called as terminal. You select terminal. So once you select the terminal, you are supposed to select COM port COM3. That is what we have selected, and baud rate of 9600. And then we will see, once you are selecting that and once you run that, it will be printing something called as hello world. That's how the program will go. We are supposed to select the flash magic, give the input to the transmitter, and from the transmitter we will receive the message hello world. Because I have executed for twice, we have received twice the message hello world, hello world. Again, if you execute, again the message will be displayed. This is all about our program UART, and if there is any doubts, you can again execute and see in college. Thank you.